Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Muhammad Aiman Fakrullah, and I've been given a task from game agent development to make a slide. And today is about game agent and its comparison. Since we have to make a survey about game agent, and I really thought this is the good idea to compare what is the best game engine, and I'm gonna tell you about the various game engine and what are the pros and cons. Okay, moving on. So I'll be comparing five game engine, which is Unity, GameMaker Studio, CryEngine, Corona, SDK, and Azure Engine, as these five were famous and have seen various of use in a lot of game. Also well known to the most of the community. Uh, Most importantly, developer. And yeah, so moving on to the first point is Unity. Okay, what's good on Unity is it supports various platforms. Either you can be on Windows, Android, Mac, PS4, or Xbox, depending on what game that you develop and what platform you are target for. And also, it has powerful graphical engine. Yes, it supports JavaScript and C Sharp. If you're well known, or if you quite good with C++, or just a beginner on coding, C Sharp is quite good for you, and JavaScript is also if you're making a HTML5 game. Next one is drag and drop interface. Yes, because most of it requires you to drag and drop. It has huge community of developers, since it's uh, so that we can seek help from the community if we have some trouble. The pricing is fair, and also it's free for personal and additional use. So for us beginners, it's quite useful for us to use this. Next one is it has huge asset store with pre-built templates, and there are plug and play assets. Oh, and also it has 2D and 3D support, which is quite good if you're moving on, if you want to make a 3D game. Okay, there are quite a lot of advantages, pros in Unity, but somehow there's some the cons in it, which is first one, the learning engine is very complicated. I am and I'm gonna say that true as well, since when the first time I go to the Unity, it's quite hard to look at it. But it's okay. There's a lot of tutorial video about it, so yeah, we can refer to that. And the next one is new developer might feel overwhelmed due to the complexity of the engine. Yes, as I said just now, optimizing graphically intense game can be difficult. Yep, needs custom models and etc. Integrating mobile APIs, advertising, etc. is more challenging than other engine. Yes, because Unity just provides you to build the game, but not for advertising. Okay, that's for Unity. And moving on to Corona SDK. Corona SDK is another game engine, and what's good in it is it uses Lua scripting language, which is easy for beginner coder that knows very basic of coding and how the coding work. And the API are incredibly easy to use and straightforward. Yep, easy to use simulator without needing to rebuild after every code change. And also, third-party API are easy to integrate if they have partnership with Corona. Okay, what's bad with this is it have very few pre-built templates that are plug and play compared to other engine, since this was more like a small scale game engine, and also they use older engine with a small developer community, which is kind of make you a little bit hard, since uh, it have a small developer community, so seeking for help might be kind of hard for you. Okay, and it also target iOS and Android device for monetization. But there is a desktop build, but the it doesn't monetizable as mobile. And lastly, it doesn't have 3D support. So if you're looking for 3D support, you might gonna look at Unity just now, but there's others other than Unity. Okay, so moving on to the third one is GameMaker Studio 2. GameMaker Studio 2 is very simple to use and not too overwhelming since I have the experience of using it before. Uh, it is very great for beginners with limited programming knowledge since there are some features that require you to drag and drop or just make a flow about it. And also if you want to prefer to do coding, yeah, go on. It is really fun and easy to use, especially if you have a hobby to make a game. But yeah, but that's like I say, it uses its own language for programming, but it doesn't really hard since it's it was based on C++. It's not really hard. And yeah, just because they use their own language, there are programming limitation in it. Yep. Monetization limitation is also happen since there are lack of third-party APIs, and also yeah, there no 3D support. Since it was for beginner game maker, yeah, beginner game maker most likely will start on making 2D games and not 3D games, since 3D game is more complicated than 2D. Okay, the next one is Unreal Engine. What's good in it is it include a profiler in the default version. Yeah, if you really know well with Unreal Engine or you've been playing on the Epic game, so it really provides you with that. Uh, the Unreal Engine graphical capabilities are far ahead of competition. Yes, you can see by the graphic in it, rather than Unity, Unreal Engine is the top of the tier right now. The next one is Asset Store with some good templates. Yes, it's true, since there are a lot of prefab that can be used and in good quality, and it's free for personal and educational use. Okay, but what's bad in it is it uses C++, which is, if you're a beginner in this, it's gonna be hard for you since C Sharp and JavaScript is far easier than this. C++ require complex programming, but if you have a if you have any experience on C++, then go on. Shouldn't be a problem for you. And if you're gonna make monetization, Epic Game will get 5% of your royalty on everything you earn, since you were using its service. Um, Also, they have a limited third-party APIs compared to other engine, and the builds are optimized for low spec device since uh, Unreal Engine focused on graphical capabilities. So if you have a potato PC, it wouldn't be good for you to make a game in this. Okay, and then CryEngine. Well, if you were far known with Far Cry and same franchise in with the Crytek company, yeah, you might know CryEngine. So what's good in it? It has very stunning environment potential since you can make vegetation in it, vegetation, trees, and everything else in it. So it shows that it has stronger graphical capability, which is very interesting. And also it allows for fast iteration process. Since that a lot of process happens in CryEngine, they can push for the graphical capability. And what's bad in it, since uh, the CryEngine itself is complex, it is truly not for beginners, and also since it was targeted for expert one, it does have a poor documentation, so it's gonna be hard for you beginners to use this engine. But if you have a if you have a good experience with other engine, I think it shouldn't be a problem. But I never used this, so I don't know. Okay, and also it is difficult to use out of the box, since there are a lot of things that have to be unloaded and stuff. But I'm not going to talk about that. Okay, in my personal opinion, I prefer on using Unity because as a beginner myself, it has a lot of tutorial videos that I refer to. It has a huge community that I can ask from them. It have a yeah, talking about community, right? You might can find them in YouTube channel or Discord server. Anything that helps you on reaching the making game community. Okay, and if you stumble upon confusion, you might refer to the documentation. It is very well written. uh, yeah, it's free. One of the reason I choose this because I don't have any money on spending for GameMaker right now since I'm a beginner. And yeah, it's easy to code because I have experience with JavaScript and also C Sharp before. So the library itself is quite easy to use. So that's what I have for today, and thank you.